Welcome back, wonderful humans. I'm Danielle, and I currently live alone, and I'm trying to shift towards healthy meals whilst remaining on a budget. I ended up going into three different stores this week for a variety of reasons. Nipped into Iceland on the hunt for something for my mum and their partner, and fortunately, we didn't find what they were looking for, but we did find some reduced beef mince down to 50p. Two of these pucker minced beef and onion pies were also a pound each. And then I spotted that the refrigerators, the packs of 5 of them were also a half price, so I got 2 of those because they worked out cheaper than if I'd got the pack of 7 or 2 packs of 7, sort of equivalent from Lidl. So I grabbed some of those as well. Also nipped into Sainsburys. Now, the justification for these is at Christmas, I intend to make some pate and put them all into individual little pots as part of a starter. And what better than to put them in the good old goo pots? So I got some of the cheesecakes and used the Nectar card to get those down to a more sensible price. And then in Lidl, I was super pleased to see a few things actually in there. The main one being that they now do individual carrots. You know how many times I've complained in my videos about the fact that I can only ever get them by the bag? Well, now they do them individually. Did have to get a bag of parsnips, but I gave 3 of them to my mum and kept 2 of them for myself as well. And then I got some asparagus. These were discounted in the sort of the little offers of the week, and that meant that the spades were the same price as getting the tips. So I decided to get some of those. And I also got some mushrooms. I'd been out of mushrooms for probably nearly a week at this point. I go through phases as to whether I enjoy mushrooms or not. Sometimes I can eat them, sometimes I can even eat them raw, and other times I can't stand the idea of them. And then I'd finished off that cooked chicken breast slices, and I got a few more of them just to be able to snack on them. I have them as part of a sandwich, maybe even incorporate them into a meal. And I got one single large sweet potato because, again, it was individual large ones or lots of small ones in a bag. And normally, once I've had my sweet potato fix, that's me done for a while. And I got some vanilla extract as well. It's obviously not any of the fancy stuff, but I do intend to do a bit of baking. And when I say a bit of baking, you'll see what I mean with all of the other ingredients I picked up soon enough. Then I got a bag of peppers. I was completely out of pepper, including the ones that I'd pre prepared and put into the freezer at one point. So I got enough of these bags so I can keep a couple in the fridge and then chop the rest up and repeat the same, as always, by putting those into the freezer as well. And I got another one of these juicers, one of the apple, mango, spinach, and avocado cold press juicers. I just find this is a great little pick me up, especially for my immune system sometimes. Then I got myself a treat. I always joke when I do overtime at work that it just funds the ice cream fund. Well, this time I actually got some. So I got one of the fantastic fish ones, which is, of course, a play on some of that Ben and Jerry's ones. And then I did get a few more things as well. And I generally do fit it all into the camera here, but later on I move it all a little bit more as well. So I got myself 3 bags of chocolate chips, a bag of the dark milk and white chocolate ones to just go towards some of that baking in case I decide to do some cakes. I'm thinking I still have some bananas left from last week that I might do a chocolate chip and banana muffin sort of thing, perhaps just some more traditional ones as well. Then I also got some dark chocolate and milk chocolate in there. Again, just so I can melt down because I'm thinking that I might do a rocky road or something. Just a small one, nothing super sized. If I do, then I will obviously want some of that chocolate melted into there. And then I used the rest of my fish fingers earlier in the week. So I just decided to get another pack of those 10 just so that they can be in the freezer as an emergency for any days when I really don't want to cook anything proper. And as you can see, I then just got these last few bits here of some of the marshmallows, again, either for baking or putting into that rocky road. I obviously have more than enough for the rocky road, so I'll probably find a way to incorporate them into some other things. I don't intend to make mince pies yet, but I am intending to make my own this year, and this mince meat will go towards some of that first batch, probably in November. And then I've got some Maltesers. Tend to break these up and put them into the rocky road as well, just to add a bit of texture and crunch alongside some sort of chocolate digestives, which I have some of as well. Then for a bit of a snack, I got some sunflower seeds. Obviously, won't be able to have these whilst I'm working, but perhaps in the evening I'll chomp on a few just to keep that sort of snacking craving away. And I finally got some more caster sugar. I do have a small amount of sugar left, but was finding myself to be running pretty low. So I wanted to top up on that before I did run out, especially if I do go ahead and bake and then get to pouring it out and realizing that I don't have as much as I need. So a pretty decent selection of items. I also still have a lot of stuff in the fridge and freezer, so I didn't necessarily need to get a huge amount of actual practical food for the week. But as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you again soon.